Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I've just come on your show just to discuss about Islam.
All right. So you're a Muslim, my friend?
Yeah, I'm a Muslim, yeah.
Okay, what do you think about the Muslim? They claim that Quran is full miraculous stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Like what?
There's many things, like for example, in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, no one knew about, in the Quran is mentioned about embryology. So in the way a baby looks in the stomach of a mother,
Okay, can you give me
without
a
science
verse?
you won't know.
No problem. Can you give me a verse so we can take a look at it, please?
Yeah, just one moment.
No problem.
Just pull it up 1 minute.
Do you want me to help you? I can help you. Go to chapter 23, verse number 14.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the one you are looking for, right?
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Okay, so read it for us, please. What it says.
Which one?
Chapter 23, verse 14. You said this is the one you're looking for.
Yeah, so he says that ثُمَّ خَلَقْنَا النُّطْفَةَ. So he created the sperm drop, and then the sperm drop was so he made a sperm into a clot of congealed blood. Then of that clot we made a lump. Then we made out of that lump bones and clothed the bone and with flesh. Then we developed out of it another creature. So blessed be Allah, the best to create, to best to create.
So this is the science now. This is science for you.
Yeah, that's definitely science.
How?
The way Allah described it of the, what do you call it, the lump in the mother's belly. The way it was exactly perfect as
really
a
perfect.
leech.
So according to you, science agree that sperm became a blood.
Into a clot of congealed. Yeah, that's right.
What science says that? Can you show me any reference?
No, I don't have a reference to.
So how you know that this is what the science says? I mean, this is not smart, because the sperm will not transform to be a dead blood. Congealed blood is dead blood, and dead blood is dead blood. That's it. Doesn't grow, doesn't do anything, is dead.
No, there's other reasons. This is just one of them, which I point out. Obviously, I don't know full details about this, but there's many reasons why the Quran is miraculous.
Oh, but you are the one who chose this one for me. Remember, it's not me who choose it for you. So
yeah, that's fine. I can choose a different.
So yeah, I mean, so do you agree now? This one is a lie, is not true?
No, I need to do more research on it.
Okay, but hold on. Forget about the sperm transform into a congealed blood, which is very funny. Then it says that the clot became a lump, and then the lump became bones, and then we closed the bones with the flesh. So do you think really that Allah, He made you as bones, and then at the end He clothed you with the flesh? Do you agree with that?
It was the process how it was. So it was a lump, then bones, and then there was one moment.
If you want to ask like for help or to call a friend, it's okay.
Yeah, could you say that again? I'll just got a bit busy.
So according to the verse, I don't know if you can see my screen. Allah, He made you like this, and then at the end He cover you with the flesh. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. So the way it was done, but I don't know too much detail about that, so I'd rather go to a different topic.
Yeah, I don't know. I know, but you are the one who chose it. But I mean, this is very funny, because how He say that He made you bones, and then after that He clothes you with the flesh. What is the heart? Where is the? So now we are just bones. So you Muslims, you copy paste. They told you that the embryology in the Quran is amazing, etc. It's just the most silly, stupid thing ever. Okay, I will give you a chance to change the topic. Give me something else. Forget about this one. So this one looked like it is Allah was wrong, and Allah cannot be God. Now, give me something else.
The preservation of the Quran.
Preservation
So
of the
the way
Quran. That's wonderful. How the Quran was preserved?
So the way the Quran preserved, or for generations, mass transmission. So the Quran came down in mass transmission, and normally you would expect mass transmission to there should be an error in it, but because it came from Allah, there's no error in the Quran. We only have one book.
We just showed you an error. What are you talking about? Didn't we just show you in the same verse? There's at least five.
That's according to your That's
no,
according
this is
to your
not according
opinion.
to me. You are the one who said to me miraculous and science, and we go there. This is error. Same time, the Quran was collected by Muslims, correct?
Pardon?
The Quran was collected by Muslims. Is that correct?
So yeah, it was collected by the Sahaba as the companions.
Okay, where is the Quran of the Sahaba?
The Usmanis.
Where is the Quran? What is the Quran of Uthman? Do you have it?
It's verbally. What do you call it? It was memorized.
So how you say we collected, but it's verbally memorized? What kind of collection? This collection? Why you don't have a book? You don't have manuscript.
It's collected as well. So it's even if there wasn't, for example, just for argument's sake, if you said there's no book, it's still what do you call it? Preserved verbally.
Okay, how it's preserved verbally? I want you to give me the verses of stoning to death.
Pardon?
I want you to give me a verse, the one which Muhammad he received from Allah to stone women to death for adultery. Do you have it?
Stone women to death. I'm not sure.
Well,
I'm not sure what you mean.
Don't you Muslims agree that if a man or woman they commit adultery and they are married, they have to be stoned to death? Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, this is a verse in the Quran. It was in the Quran. Where we can find it in the Quran?
No,
I'm
not sure what you're referring to. Are you talking about the hadith, where it comes in the hadith?
No, this is a verse. This is a verse in the Quran. Quran used to have verses of stoning to death. Verses about a breastfeed for adult. Many verses are gone in the Quran. We cannot find them. And as you see,
they must have been abrogated. There's certain verses they've been abrogated.
How you abrogate the verse by deleting the verse from the Quran? You told me you reserve it because there's verses in the Quran they are abrogated, but they are in the Quran still. Why you are? And by the way, it's not abrogated because stoning to death is a practice of Muslims today. It's not abrogated. So what do you mean?
No, there's certain verses in the Quran. What do you call it? They were the certain verses they abrogated. The certain verses Allah can take out anytime. This is a period when the revelation was coming. It's not that we can do it now. This was a period when Allah was sending the revelation.
Did Uthman burn other Quran when he collected the Quran, as you claim?
Yep.
Okay, how the Muslim preserved the Quran but they burned the Quran?
So what he did was there was because the Quran came I think it was 7 dialects. So the Quran came in different dialects. So people were getting confused. So what he did, he compiled all the dialects into one book. So it makes it easy for people.
Okay. So you are saying to me, Allah he caused people confusing by sending 7 dialects, and it was a mistake, and Uthman he corrected Allah.
No, it wasn't a mistake.
So why they are confused then?
Because they were getting confused, because some people were, because the new Muslims that are coming into Islam, they weren't learning it enough. So
now
this is a process.
With the new Quran, of Uthman, when you say he put the 7 dialect together, what does that mean? I mean, what does that mean? He wrote the same verse 7 times? No.
Nah.
So what does that mean?
So the way you wrote the verse, you could read it in different ways. So the Zabar Zair Pesh, you can read it in different ways.
Okay, let me ask you, what is the first chapter Muhammad he received as a prophet?
The first verse or chapter?
The chapter or verse is the same.
The verse was Surah what do you call it now? Surah Alaq.
Okay, is that now the first verse in the Quran?
Yeah, that was the first verse.
Okay, but now is it in the first verse in the Quran?
The order, the Prophet told the companion to order it in a different
Can
way.
you show me the reference that he ordered them to do so?
Let me just check.
I will,
I've read it before
I
somewhere.
will give you 20 years.
Nonetheless, while I'm finding it, nonetheless, he was a companion of the Prophet, so he had authority to compile it. And
he have authority to alter the Quran. That's wonderful, guys. If he is a companion of Muhammad, if you are a friend of Muhammad, you have authority to change the Quran. That's wonderful. What?
No, he was told by the Prophet to.
Who? Okay, even if the Prophet, who is the Prophet who have the authority to change the Quran of Allah? If Allah gave it to him in such a way, who is even Muhammad to change how Allah gave it to him?
Allah inspired him to.
Show me where Muhammad he says that. This is a big fat lie, my friend. There's nowhere it says that.
Who says what? He is inspired by Allah. Everything
that
he said
that
he
said to Uthman, change the way the Quran is made. The Quran actually in chapter 75 verse number 17, Allah said, Inna alayna jam'uhu wa Qur'anahu. It is for us to collect the Quran and to recite the Quran. It is not the duty of you Muslims.
Whatever the Prophet says or does is revelation.
My friend, show me where your Prophet said, write the Quran. The first chapter is Al-Fatiha. Show me.
He won't say it like that, but it will say that.
So you are saying to me that you Muslims, you fabricate your own Quran and you made it the way you wish.
No, the order of the Quran has been told by the Prophet to do
show
it.
Me.
And the Prophet was inspired by Allah.
I tell you to show me where he said that.
Okay, 1 minute.
Okay.
Give me a couple of minutes. 10 hours.
Give you until next year. Do you like to call Sheikh Hamza or Ustaz Jama'a from Nigeria or Zakir Naik or anyone? What do you like to call?
Call Zakir Naik if you want.
Zakir Naik, you have an answer for everything. Shall I take a nap and come back later?
Yeah, take a nap.
You are funny, by the way. You will not find it, my friend. There's no such a thing. There's no such a thing. Quran never been preserved. It's a big fat lie the Muslims they claim.
No, it's definitely preserved. Just need to find it, and maybe I can send in the comment section. Maybe if you want.
Show me. You can send me if you have something. Even I will put it in the screen if you have. Muslim, they keep, they copy paste, but all reference prove that the Quran never been preserved. Never. Actually, all reference says the opposite. I can show you tons of reference saying totally the opposite.
Yeah, it says here, the present arrangement of the Quran is not the work of later generations, but was made by the Prophet ﷺ under God's directions. Really? Whenever a chapter was revealed, the Prophet ﷺ, someone describes to whom he carefully dictated his content and instructing them where to place his revelation. So what he did was, when the revelation came, he told them where to put it. Okay,
so you have the Quran of Muhammad or Quran of Uthman?
What Uthman did, he when he was in the seven dialects, he made it into one book.
But your Prophet, he said the people cannot handle it with one dialect.
Yeah, so the same people, they could still read from the same book, but it wasn't confusing. So the people were saying that.
So let us make it clear. Same people, they need 7 dialects to understand the Quran. Many nations, they cannot understand from one Quran. I mean, how funny that is. So Arab who speak Arabic, they are in a small village, a small town is called Mecca. Still, they need 7 Quran to understand the Quran. But people from India,
they could understand it. They couldn't recite it because of that the tongue, the way the tongue.
What tongue? They are the same people. What are you talking about? We are Arab. We are the Arab, and we are the same people. So why we need 7 Quran? If the Arab needs 7 Quran in order to understand the Quran or to recite the Quran, a guy from Pakistan, how many Quran he need?
It wasn't the seven. No, it wasn't the seven Qurans. It was seven dialects of certain words.
No,
There were
it was
certain
7
words they couldn't
Quran, 7
pronounce,
dialect.
and
It
then
means 7 Quran, my friend. The word is different. The whole thing is different. Let me show you. You said to me that the Quran was preserved. That the Quran says the Quran never been preserved, and even Allah actually Himself, He caused you to forget the Quran. Isn't it Allah in the Quran? He said that we cause you to forget the Quran.
he did what?
Cause you to forget the Quran.
Yeah, he caused the Prophet to forget the Quran because
Why?
that was the basic. That's one way of abrogation.
Why?
Because certain things they weren't needed, so it was taken back.
But there is many verses in the Quran are not needed. Why Muhammad memorize them? Actually, more than 80% of the Quran is not needed. Read with me carefully. It says, none of our revelation we abrogate or cause to be forgotten, but we substitute something better or similar. What is the wisdom of that?
Well, what do you mean? This is the way Allah wanted to do it?
What do you mean? It says here that He will cause you to forget to make something similar. So what the point? So let us make it simple. I will say now, I will make you eat shish kebab. Now I will make you forget what I just said to you, and I will say again, I will make you eat shish kebab. So why I made you forget the first sentence if it's the same as the second sentence?
No, so why was Allah revealed a revelation for that moment, and then He abrogated it and He replaced it with something better or something similar.
So you are saying to me, okay, did you say, aren't you the one who said something better or similar? Did you say better or similar?
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I said.
How the Quran can be better than the Quran?
It was a ruling. It's talking about the revelation, the ruling, whatever it is, the ruling was.
So you are saying to me that Allah, He is fixing some mistakes He did, so He is going to give us something better. So He gave us a rule, and then He noticed that those rules are stupid, so He decided to make it better.
No, that's not true.
So what better mean?
What happened was, so what He did was he revealed the revelation, and then the revelation fitted for that moment only. So then he for example, one of the rulings, like for example, don't alcohol. So one of the rulings that you don't come to the salah with alcohol. So it was slowly by slowly.
But the ruling of alcohol, He did not cause you to forget them. Here we go. Both of them, they are in the Quran.
Yeah, but they were the verse itself was abrogated afterwards.
My friend, doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying to you. Here is talking about to be forgotten. What the point of making you forget something if you will make something similar or better? How is that can be? Why? He will cause you to forget. Why He want to cause you to forget?
No, what I'm saying is that is a ruling. It's a ruling for that time and period.
That's not the question. Here we go. The Quran, as an example, there's verses that praise the alcohol, saying it's a miracle of Allah, and there's verses saying that don't pray when you are drunk, and there's verses saying don't drink at all. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. See, three of them in the Quran. Allah did not make us forget them. Allah did not delete them, but they are abrogated. One abrogating the other one, no problem. But here He's saying, any verses we caused you to be forgotten. What is the purpose to make you forget the word of Allah if Allah He promised you to preserve the word of Allah? Doesn't matter if it's going to be valid or not anymore. There's more than 80% of the Quran is not valid no more. So why He want to make us forget the verses?
You have to point to an example where this the way you're saying it took place. I'm saying it was a situation where He revealed it and it was no longer applicable. So then Allah could take it back.
I just showed you example. There's verses until now in the Quran, and they are not to be practiced. As an example,
yeah, but
to be peaceful.
If Allah's choice, if Allah chooses to do this, either way He could do it whatever way.
So the Quran, no, the Quran
this.
saying that Allah He made you forget the Quran, which means the Quran no way is preserved, because according to Islam itself, according to Quran, Allah Himself caused the Quran not to be preserved by making you forget in the Quran. So now, according to this verse, there's many verses was in the Quran. Now you cannot remember it, correct?
No, they weren't supposed to be the final revelation. So whatever Allah made forget, that it wasn't meant to be for the final revelation. So the final.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, my friend. There is verses Allah caused you to forget. Is that true or not? Either you say yes or you say no.
No, He didn't cause me. He didn't cause me to forget.
Who caused who then?
He caused the Prophet to forget.
So, and you get your Quran from who?
Yeah, the Prophet.
Okay, so the Quran forget, you forget it too. So now we have Quran which is missing, and Allah himself, he do not know, or let us say he caused you to forget them. Now let us see if the Quran is preserved. Do you know the story about the goat eating the Quran?
No, what?
The goat eat the Quran.
That the hadith that the goat that ate the Quran piece, that doesn't take anything away from Islam.
Okay, so where is the verse of stoning to death? Here we go. The goat ate it, and now we cannot find the verse.
Yeah, that doesn't take anything away from Islam. Allah allowed that.
You Muslim, you say to us the Quran preserved, and there is verses of stoning to death and the breastfeeding for adult 10 times. We cannot find them in the Quran.
They were meant to be in the Quran. It's simple as that.
Not meant to be in the Quran by who? By Mrs. Goat. Mrs. Goat decide that I'm going to eat them, so they will not be in the Quran no more. Otherwise, show me the verses. Show me where your prophet said, don't write the verse of stoning to death in the Quran. Show me where your God saying, don't write the verses of a breastfeeding for adult 10 times in the Quran.
Allah's all knowledgeable and He's all wise. So if He allowed that to happen,
so maybe Allah is the one who sent the goat to eat the Quran, so those verses will disappear. What do you think?
It was meant to happen that way, so that's how it happened.
Okay, so we can say
Allah sent him,
the goat was a messenger of Allah, and the goat ate the Quran as an order of Allah.
No, there is no proof for that. So that's just
isn't everything in Islam is based by the will of Allah?
So you could say even the rape is by the will of Allah.
Okay, okay.
But that doesn't make any sense.
Let us focus on the goat. The goat who ate the Quran, was it by the will of Allah or against the will of Allah?
So Allah allowed that to take place. That's all He did. So He allowed the way He allows murder to take place, even though it's wrong.
So now Allah allowed the goat to eat the verses, and He did not allow the Muslim to remember the verses.
So He abrogated it.
No, my friend. This is not abrogated. You Muslims until now practice stoning to death. What are you talking about? Until now in Islamic law, aren't you a Sunni? You are a Sunni or Shia?
Sunni.
Okay, Sunni and Shia, actually both of them, they practice stoning to death. So it's not abrogated. Can you tell me, can you recite for me the verse of stoning to death?
Don't know that.
Okay, so the goat ate the Quran. Did the goat eat you too? You Muslim, you say that the Quran is preserved in our heart, and now you practice stoning to death, but you don't have the law which is saying to you practice it to death. Practice the stoning. So now
I was show me another book that's been preserved by millions, has been memorized, the whole book, by millions of people. Show me another book.
What book?
Show me another religious textbook where it's been memorized by millions of people.
The Jews, the Christians, my mother, she memorized the whole Bible by heart from cover to cover.
I said million of people.
No problem, but you know you Muslims, you learn that from the Aramaic. The Aramaic, they sing the Bible singing. They sing it, all of it. They sing it. The whole Bible is a song. The whole Bible for them is a song. And Muhammad, the recitation of the Quran today is exactly what the Aramaic people, how they recite the Bible. As simple as that.
Now the Quran is such a miracle. It can make a person cry.
The Quran which is preserved. Do you see in front of you in the hadith it says that Allah, He sent order as a verse of a breast feeding for adult? Do you see it?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Okay, how in the world your God, if He's a true God, He ordered a woman to give her boobs to an adult man to suck it, and he is a stranger?
What are you talking about now?
The breast feeding for adult. How your God is a true God, yet He ordered a woman to give her breast to a stranger, which is a man who is not her from her family, he is not her husband, to suck her nipples 10 times in different 10 days until he is satisfied. What kind of God is God who preserved your book?
This a scholar said that this refers to the milk going in a bottle instead of
my friend, it's an adult man. It's an adult man. Adult man. What milk in the bottle? What it says suckle. Do you know what suckle? Arda'i. Arda'i is not a drinking. So suckle him. And this woman, she don't even have milk. She is not that young. In order to have milk, you have to have babies. You have to be a woman, she deliver a child. Women, they don't have milk. Anytime you squeeze their nipples, they have milk there. They are not a refrigerator who you open it and there's a bottle of milk and you drink from it. It says suckle him. He didn't say give him your milk. Suckle him. It doesn't matter what suckle. Suckle your nipples.
Yes. Firstly, there's no what do you call it? It's firstly, I've been told that this is supposed to go in a bottle, and there's no.
My friend, this is a lie. This is a lie.
There's nothing sexual
I
about
challenge you to show me one person, one scholar. He said this is about suckling in a bottle. This is what the Muslims they try to say today because this is shameful.
The scholar, I can show you a link where.
My friend, show me the scholar, and I will get them busted in a second because your prophet explained it.
Yeah, I can show you. What do you call it?
Let me show you too. Let me show you. They are lying to you.
The explanation of the.
No, they cannot explain it. They are liars. If you want me, show me a scholar. Show me a scholar, not a link written by some idiot. Scholar means someone like At-Tabari, Al-Qurtubi, Al-Jalalain, Ibn Kathir. Show me, no problem. Show me a scholar.
I'm not talking about
okay. So those are not scholars. Anyone who wrote those articles these days is just to avoid the scandal of Islam. They are not a scholar. They are scumbag. So if you want to show me a scholar, name a scholar. A scholar is a scholar. Those who they are exist long time ago, and all the Muslims agree with them for centuries. Suddenly, nobody want to read their books. Now,
no, this is a video on Sunni defense.
My friend, what Sunni defense? Sunni idiot. Because you're a prophet.
Sunni defense.
My friend, you're a prophet. He explained it. The woman, he said to the woman, suckle him. Do you know what suckle him? Do you know what the word suckle mean?
Like I said to you, it's supposed to go in a glass.
My friend, don't tell me drinking from a bottle. At that time, even there was no bottle. Secondly, he said suckle him. Does it say the word suckle him or it says different word?
I'll post the link now.
Don't post any link. Read for me. Does it say in the front of you suckle him?
Yeah, so it says suckle, yeah.
Okay, suckle is not drinking from the bottle. In different hadith, your prophet, he said breastfeed him. Does it say that?
Says what?
Breastfeed him.
Yeah, breastfeed him. Yeah.
So, so what? The drinking from the bottle. And this is why the woman, she was going crazy. How I'm going to do breastfeeding for the guy and he's an adult man? Otherwise, Muhammad, he said, don't worry, just give him a cup of milk and he would drink it. This is what I meant. He didn't say that. She said, how I'm going to breastfeed him and he is a grown man. Huh?
One interpretation goes in a cup. Secondly, it's not sexual because after this takes place, that person becomes a relative. So
false,
that person can get married.
You can search in the internet. No, this is a big fat lie. There's no way. There's no Muslim scholar in the world agree that if a person suckle, an adult suckle, he will become forbidden. The forbidden in Islam but after suckling is only for an infant, not for an adult. This guy is an adult. So they are lying to you again, my friend.
Yeah, anyhow.
Okay, so now we notice that the Quran, which you claim is a preserve, is not a preserve. Did Aisha, she said that the chapter of Al-Ahzab used to be equal to the chapter of Al-Baqarah?
What was that? Say it again.
Did Aisha say that the chapter of Al-Ahzab used to be equal to the chapter of Al-Baqarah?
I haven't read that before. I haven't read that before.
Okay, I can show you a reference. Let me show you some reference.
And what's the point of that? What was the point you're making?
Well, the point is very simple. If the chapter of Al-Ahzab used to be equal to the chapter of Al-Baqarah, that means there's more than 200 verses are gone in one chapter alone. So when Aisha, she says such a thing, and you say to me that the Quran is preserved, that's a very serious statement. Where is that?
No, that could mean anything. That could mean, if you look in context, you could say that could mean it's been abrogated by Allah.
My friend, this is what Aisha, she said. It was it was in the size of etc. What abrogated? This is what they have. This is what they have. If you let me show you. Do you know Arabic?
No, I know certain words, some words.
Okay, no problem. Read with me carefully. You can. I will give you the link. You can translate in Google. All right. It says. قال لي ابن أبي كعب etc. I asked him, what is the numbers of the verses in Al-Ahzab? He said 27 verses or 37 verses. And he said, and if it was equal to Al-Baqarah, it was equal to Al-Baqarah, and we used to read for it in the verses of stoning to death. I said, and what is the verses of the stoning? He said, إذا زنى الشيخ والشيخ فرجموهما, etc. Then we go down. Let us see what Aisha she said. Let us see. Here we go. عن عائشة قالت, Aisha she said, كانت سورة الأحزاب تقرأ في زمن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم 200 آية، فلما كتب عثمان المصاحف لم يقدر منها إلا على ما هو الآن. The Ahzab was in the time of the Prophet, which means until he died, 200 verses. When Uthman he collected his own Quran, he could not collect more than what he have today. What do you say about that?
What's the reference?
Here we go. This is the reference. Al-Itqan fi Ulum al-Quran by the Imam Jalaluddin Abdul Rahman Abu Bakr al-Suyuti, variant number 1, page number 662.
Yeah, I don't know if that's
Okay.
reliable.
I can give you at least 400 to 500 reference from Islamic books about the corruption of the Quran.
That's totally incorrect. You won't be able to.
I will not be able to.
From Hadith, from Sahih Hadith.
Well, those are lies.
You won't be able to from Sahih Hadith.
Okay, let us see if we can find from Sahih Hadith or not. The Hadith about the goat ate the Quran, was it Sahih or no?
Yeah, that was Sahih, but I don't regard that as
Okay.
that was your interpretation,
Okay.
interpolation.
Okay, let us go and see if we can find in Sahih Hadith any corruption for the Quran. Now, if I show you from Sahih Hadith corruption of the Quran, what you will do?
There won't be any corruption.
Okay, if I find you, let us make a challenge between me and you. If I find you from Sahih Hadith corruption of the Quran, what you would do, my friend?
It's impossible.
Okay, it's impossible, as you said, no problem. But if it is possible, what you will do?
It's a scenario. It's like an impossibility. So you're telling me to say something about.
As long it's impossible, so you will not be worried if you say I will leave Islam if you find it for me, right?
Yeah, but I will never leave Islam, so because I'm certain about my faith.
What do you mean? You just said it's impossible, so why you are worried?
What's that?
You said it is impossible to find corruption in the Sahih Hadith.
Yeah, you won't be able to find corruption. In your opinion, it will be corruption, but what I'm saying, in my opinion, it won't be a corruption. It'll be abrogation or something like that.
Okay. So it doesn't matter even if I show you tons of reference from Sahih Hadith, you will not leave Islam, right?
Yeah, I will never leave Islam because your interpretation will be totally different. You show it and then you'll say it means this, means this, means this. But it obviously won't be. It won't mean that.
Okay. Let us see. You see my screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Do you see here Omar saying, I swear by Allah, had it not been so that the people might say, Omar made an addition to Allah book, I would have written it there. He was going to write there what?
So who says?
Omar is talking. He swear by Allah that there is something he would love to write in the Quran, but he's afraid that if you write, people will say he's adding something to the Quran. What he was going to write?
You just read from the start. I want to see what's the context. And where's this narration? I said, where's this narration?
This narration is a Sahih. This is a Sahih hadith. He's talking about the verses of stoning to death.
So Umar, Allah sent the Prophet with the truth, and the verse of stoning was included. We read and memorized it. The messenger had people stoned to death, and we have done it also since his death. I am afraid the people might say, with the passage of time, we do not find the verse of stoning in the book of Allah, and thus destroy by abandoning a duty which Allah has received. Stoning is a duty led by Allah for married men. So yeah, you can go down a bit. We read and memorized the. So here the verse was abrogated, but the ruling. So what's the problem with this?
The problem is not. It is not there. Omar himself, the caliphate, he said this is there's a problem here. Don't you see? He's saying this is a verse we receive it from Allah Messenger, and he did not say to us take it off. But now he's afraid if he is going to add, because Uthman is the one who wrote the Quran. He's afraid if he add it, people will say he is adding it. So now Uthman, he made a mistake. He did not add the verse. Uthman is the one who collect the Quran. Umar now is saying we have a problem. I'm afraid that people will say, oh, the verses of stoning to death is not in the Quran. Why it's in the Quran? And he want to add
how do you know this was the time of Uthman radiallahu anhu?
This is not in the time of Uthman. Uthman is the one who correct the Uthman is already, he made the Quran. Umar is complaining that the verses of stoning to death is missing, and he would love to add it. If he's a prophet saying, you see, he did not say the prophet said take it off. He did not say the prophet told us not to add it. He did not say the prophet said to him do it this way. He said I would love to add it. I swear by Allah, had not it been to so that people might say, this is the only concern he have, that people might say Omar made an addition to Allah book, I would have written it there.
So yeah, so he's basically highlighting the importance of the ruling, because maybe people are neglecting it, like, as he says.
He is highlighting the verse which is missing. The ruling he knew, the people, they knew the ruling. What is missing is the verse.
He says here they were neglecting it, or they were.
What is missing, my friend? What he want to write, the ruling or the verse? He want to write the verse in the Quran. The ruling is known.
Yeah, it says here, I am afraid the people might say with the passage of time that we do not find the verse. So he was worried about that people will say, look, there's such a big ruling about stoning, and it's not in the Quran. So that's the reason he was, as you can see in the narration, he's worried about it. But obviously he's just highlighting the importance of it.
Yeah, so it's missing. And your prophet never said don't write it.
It's abrogated, that's what it was.
It's not abrogated, he's practicing it. What's wrong with you? The Muslim, they practice the stoning to death until now. Stop saying abrogated.
the verse was taken, but the ruling remained, so the ruling stayed
My
behind.
friend,
but
how you
Allah took
take
the verse
what is the wisdom of taking the verse but you keep the ruling? How crazy is that? Imagine we have the law, the law stay, but we delete the law. I mean, this is crazy. If as long
law
the
still
ruling,
exists.
as long the
The law
ruling,
still
the
exists in the
ruling coming
hadith.
from where, my friend? The ruling coming from where? From the verse, correct?
The ruling can come from the Quran or hadith.
Okay, no, come from the verse itself. Allah, He gave ruling, correct? It's a verse. It was a
Yeah,
verse. Okay,
I gave in the
so
verse.
the
Allah
verse
says
is
here.
the ruling. How you delete the verse? What is the wisdom of deleting the verse? And the ruling is to follow. There's no wisdom.
You can't say there's no wisdom. There
Tell me
could
the
be
wisdom.
some
Tell
wisdom
me
in
what
it.
is that? Okay, I say to you, you cannot drive when the light is red, and then you say to me, okay, we want to follow this law, but we don't want the law to be written there. Why? What is the wisdom?
It's Allah's choice. You can take the.
It is not
verse
Allah's
back
choice. It's
anytime.
the God choice. The God is the Quran, my friend. Stop saying to me Allah choice. Show me where Allah He said don't try the verse of the stoning. Give me a reference.
What?
Give me a reference where Allah He said to you don't try the verse of the stoning. Show me.
Don't try.
What?
Say that again. I didn't hear you properly.
I am saying, show me where Allah He said to you don't try this verse in the Quran.
It's obviously it's not in the Quran, so it's abrogated. So it's just common sense.
Where it says abrogated?
It's not in the Quran, so it's obviously
Where
abrogated.
it says abrogated in the Hadith? Show me.
It's you put 2 and 2 together, so it's abrogated.
Where 2 and 2 are together? Where? Show me.
What do you mean? So Allah says in the Quran, He'll
Muslims,
abrogate some
you know what?
verses.
This abrogating story anyway, it's silly for me because your Quran anyway, it's a corrupt. I cannot prove to you that the Quran is corrupt because the Quran itself is a corrupt. You cannot corrupt the corrupted twice. Now let me ask you. What make you? I asked you from the beginning. What make you believe the Quran to be the book of Allah? You said the miraculous, and then you failed to give me the miraculous one after one. It became a lie and funny and fiction. I repeat the same question for you. Give me one thing you are very sure from to make the Quran look really powerful and prove to me that it's coming from God. Can you do that?
There's plenty of things. There's predictions of the future as well.
What? Like what?
Predictions of the future.
Like what?
So Allah said about there's a war that was going to happen. Allah said it'll happen in a certain time.
What?
Allah
war?
said
Where?
exactly.
Where He said? Where? What is that?
1 minute. Let me just pull it out. So it's regarding Romans beating, I think, the Persians
Okay,
or something.
find it so we can laugh together. Let me get some water. Go ahead, take your time.
So yeah, I found it. Yeah, I found it. Yeah. So the verse is in 30, Surah 30, 1 to verse 1 till 6. So this is a prediction of the future that Allah has made, and no human could know this. Only Allah could know this.
Sorry, I was away. What you said?
I said this is a prediction of the future. It's in. I'll tell you the verse now. It's in Surah 30, verse 1 till 6, and this proves it can't come from a human. This is one of the predictions. There's many predictions. This is one of the predictions.
No, actually, this is very funny because this verse proved to us that Muhammad is a false prophet. Read carefully with me. This is the chapter of the Roman. Okay, it says Alif Lam Mim, and if you ask what Alif Lam Mim, you do not know. The Roman are vanquished in the near land, and they, after being vanquished, shall overcome within a few years. In Arabic, it says Bid'u Sinin, which means between 3 to 9. But the Roman, they've been destroyed, as let us say, they lost the war in 614. The Persian, they took over Jerusalem, and the war with the Roman took very, very long before they got their land back and they have vanquished, or let's say they became victorious against the Persian. So if we calculate the numbers of where the Roman they lost the first war, The Roman, they are fighting the Persian for more than 300 years. So always they lose, they win, they lose, they win. It's a war. The Quran here predict that the Roman will be victorious again. And he used in Arabic the word bid'u sanin. And he said something funny, that the believer will be happy, which means at this moment Muhammad, he was considering himself as a Christian because he believed that the Roman are believers and they will be rejoicing. But when Muhammad, he says in few years, he explained that he is a false prophet because the Roman did not win in 9 years period. It took him a lot, took them a lot long. If you go right now to Wikipedia, you can search all the fight between the Persian. You can search for the siege of Jerusalem. The siege of Jerusalem. You will find yeah, the siege of Jerusalem. This is when the Roman, they took over Jerusalem, and this is what the verse in the Quran talking about. So when your prophet, he claimed that the Roman, they will be victorious in a few years, simply he get himself busted because he mentioned
no, he got it right. You were right. It was
no, my friend, because he used the word Buddha. Do you know what Buddha mean?
yeah, so it was 3 to 9 years. So he
okay, and okay,
so
how long? Okay, how long it took the Roman to take back their land?
But no, he was talking about the defeat of the Persian Empire.
My friend, no problem. He's talking about the defeat of, exactly. He was talking about the defeat of the Persian Empire. That's wonderful. Now, how long it took the Roman after they lost Jerusalem to defeat the Persian Empire?
Yeah, it says here in 1615 AD, the person in charge in Persia attacked Byzantine and controlled Syria, Palestine, and North Africa. And he ransacked Jerusalem, set fire to the Holy Sepulchre, and destroyed numerous cities.
When the Roman, they were able to take back their city, and the victorious final battle with the Persian.
Yeah, this was 615 AD.
1615 is the last fight between the Roman and the Persian.
I'm not sure if that's the last fight, but what I'm saying, this was when they got control of Syria, Palestine, and North Africa.
No, my friend, who is the one take control? Who is the one take control? Who is the one take control?
The person who was called Khusru Parvis.
But no, who is the one who took control? Is the Roman or the Persian?
So the Romans.
Huh?
No, it was the Romans have been defeated.
Okay, which year the Roman been defeated? Let's go back to 0. Which year the Roman was defeated?
It was 624 AD.
By who?
I'm not sure by who was it.
Okay, is it okay if we go and read the interpretation for you?
By who?
By your scholars.
Yeah, it depends which scholars.
Which scholar you like? Which one is your favorite? We have all colors.
Tafsir Ibn Kathir, you can go on there.
Ibn Kathir, that's wonderful. Here we go. You like Ibn Kathir? We go to Ibn Kathir. So we go to chapter 30, Ibn Kathir. Do you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. This ayat were revealed about the victory of Shabur, the king of Persia. So who is the king who was at that time? Shabur, the king of Persia, over Asham, the great Syria. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. And then he says, at that time, the one who was the king of the Roman is Hercules, the emperor of the Roman. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So now if we go and we find when this person was fighting with the Persian, that will make it simple for you. If we go right now, it says that this king, during his time, the war, it was between the 602 and 628. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. Which year those people they took the land of or let's say Jerusalem? Can you
624.
can you read the screen?
So on the screen it says 602 to 628.
Okay. So simply, if they lost Jerusalem in 614, and then it took them until 628 to be victorious, is that a few years?
I'm not sure what battle, whether this is accurate or not.
You see, I'm not, I just search and etc. and it's there. I am not a scholar in history. I just search. You can search the same as I did. It says here that in the year 627, Hercules invaded the heartland of Persia. Do you see it? Let me zoom in. Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So the defeat of the Roman happened long after the 9 years Muhammad was expecting.
Nah, from my knowledge, it wasn't. It happened in
What do you
9
mean?
years.
What do you mean
It was
from your
within,
knowledge? What do you mean from your knowledge?
from what I learned.
See, here we go. So you Muslims, this is the problem. You Muslim, you don't go and study and investigate. Here we go, the internet in front of you. I'm not making things up. You can go and search and check it out, and you will see what happened. And then you will see it says all this. This is history. This is not a Christian. This is not Jewish. This is not Hindus. A historian, they wrote everything there, and you will find exactly what happened. So based on the history, the last date of victory of the Persian was in the year 627. As simple as that. Actually 628. 627 he invade, the war finished, and the Persian, they surrender. They don't want to have war no more. They accepted the conditions of the Roman in the year 628. So your prophet gave a false prophecy.
No, it wasn't a false prophecy.
It is a false prophecy. Here we go, the reference in front of us.
Yeah, like I said, I'll look into it more.
Okay.
You're like
okay,
a
my
biased
friend.
source,
Okay, my friend, hold on. Let me show you, as long you are the one talking about the Roman. Okay? The Roman. You're a prophet. He prophesied about the Roman. And he said that the Roman, they will be the majority of mankind. So the Roman, they will be victorious, and they will be majority of the mankind. Read with me carefully. I heard Allah Messenger, peace upon him, saying, as he's saying, the last hour would come when the Roman would form the majority amongst the people. Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay, is that a false prophecy or not?
No idea. It's not false.
What do you mean? Where is the Roman now? Where we can find the Roman?
Was Romans not Christians?
The Roman are not the Christians. The Roman are Roman, my friend. I am not Roman. Roman are people, are not. It's not a religion.
What Arabic word was used for Romans?
What?
What word was used for Romans in Arabic?
Room. Room. The Room, this is their name before they became a Christian. They used to be pagan. Their name is Room. They became a Christian. Their name is Room. The name did not change. The Room have nothing to do with the religion. So the Roman have nothing to do with religion. So your prophet here is prophesying that the majority of mankind will become Roman. So here we have two prophecy from your prophet about the Roman, which is false, proving Muhammad to be a false prophet.
No, what's the description of Romans? That's the main point.
My friend, the
So
description
what
of the
do you
Roman
define
is
as
the Roman. The Roman is the Roman. What description of the Roman? This is the description. This is they are Roman. They are the
No, how do
Roman.
you define Romans?
Huh? The Roman are the Roman. The Room. Now we don't know who is the Roman. Suddenly now you do not know who is the Roman. You are the one who told me he prophesied about the Roman. Suddenly now you do not know who is the Roman.
Yeah, but he is talking about the last hour.
My friend, okay, tell me who are the majority of mankind now, which we can consider Roman.
He's talking about the last hour.
My friend, yes, last hour. He said the last hour will not come until the Roman became the majority of mankind. If we say the Roman or the Italian, Italy is a small country. Egypt have bigger population from Rome right now. So how we can say the Roman they will become the majority of mankind?
It depends what he's referring to when it says Romans.
Okay, you tell me what he's referring to. Here we go. He said the Roman. He did not say the Christians. When you say Roman,
no idea.
When you say Roman, no, you have an idea. You are the one who said to me, you're a prophet. He said the room. Now suddenly we do not know what the room is. It the Quran? Is your book who says the room? The room is the Roman, is the one who have empire. It's called Rome. So
it depends what he's referring to.
Here we go. You keep saying depend what is the first. So now your prophet he gave us wrong history. What about your prophet? He says that a Samari he was in the time of Moses. How your prophet he makes such a mistake? As long as you are talking about history and etc. How a Samari was exist in the time of Moses? This is a stupid mistake.
But as I said, what is there a narration?
It says here in the front of all those verses. It says chapter 20 verse 85, chapter 20 87, chapter 20 95 is speaking about the person is called the Samaritan. The Samaritan he spoke to Moses. How in the world this has happened? Your prophet, you do not know history. He is making things up and he is exposing himself, and everybody who read this he laugh. This is beyond stupidity. This is not only a mistake, this is stupid. It's like saying to you, imagine I say to you now, Trump, he spoke to Hercules. People will laugh at me. What does Samaritan have to do with Moses?
Samari is a phrase used by Quran to refer to a rebellious follower of Moses.
No, the Samari are people, my friend. The Samari are people. They are people. A Samari is one of the people. They are people who group. They are named this way for a reason. You can go and search. So when you're a prophet, he say that the Samari he spoke to Moses and the people of Moses, then that's silly and that's stupid. Now,
that's silly and stupid.
Yes, it is silly because this is not the time. It's the same as when he said that Haman, he was the minister of Pharaoh. Haman was not the Egyptian. Haman was an Iraqi.
Was Haman a title?
Haman is a name, not a title, according to the Quran. And this is not an Egyptian. The Quran even speak about the Pharaoh. He ordered Haman to build the Tower of Babel, or Babylon, in Egypt. But the Tower of Babylon is in Iraq, not in Egypt. The Pharaoh said to Haman, build for me a tower so I can see the God of Moses. But this is not about the Pharaoh. This is about the Babylon. Your God is messed up God. Everything in the history. Your God, he said that Mary is the sister of Aaron. Mary is not the sister of Aaron. When the Jews they get Muhammad busted, he said, oh, they used to call them by their great ancestor. But Aaron, but Mary, she is not from the ancestor of Aaron. She is not from the same tribe. But look, this is what happened. Moses and Aaron, they have a sister. Her name is Maryam. If I ask you, What is the name of the father of Moses according to Islam? Can you search Google?
Of who?
What is the name of the father of Moses according to Islam?
I'm not sure in Islam.
Search. I can give you the answer, but I want you to find it yourself. The name of the father of Moses according to Islam is Umran. Search.
Yeah, it's coming up as Amram.
No. I want you to find it yourself. I don't want you to say could be. I want you to be sure. I don't want you to say I'm making things up. I want you to be sure that this is what it says. Did you find it?
No, it's just showing in the Bible. It says Amram.
No, in the Bible it's not. In the Bible
It says in the Jewish scripture, the father of Moses and Harun is Amram in Exodus.
Amram, not
6:20.
Amram. So as you see, you're a prophet. He went from the Jewish book. He found that there's a guy. He is the father of Moses. His name is Amram, but he thought it is Umran. So he told the Muslims that Mary is the daughter of Umran and Moses is the son of Umran and Aaron is her brother. How he is a prophet of God and he makes such a stupid thing?
So you're saying the letter?
It's not about the letter only. He makes the name because both of them. Let us say the name was not Umran in the Bible, was Umran. This is a mistake for first of all about the name, but no problem. Let it go. But how your prophet make Umran or Umran the father of Mary and the father of Moses in the same time, and how he say that Mary is the sister of Aaron? How he is God but he makes such a mistake?
It's basically a family, so it's like a family
My
tree.
friend, they are not from the same family. What family? There's thousands of years between them. The same father they have for Mary is the same father of Moses.
It's basically a piety family tree where they all.
My friend, they are not even from the same tribe. Mary is not from the tribe of Moses. What family? So there's hundreds and hundreds of years between them. They are not even from the same tribe, and then suddenly Mary, she became the sister of Aaron. How this happened? And Amran is the father of Mary and the father of Moses and the father of Aaron. What do you say, my friend?
I don't really have knowledge on this to comment.
Okay, let me show you some reference. This is the book Al-Kamil fi Tarikh, written by Ibn al-Athir. This is your scholar. Volume number 1, page number 150. The story of Moses, peace upon him. He is Musa, the son of Umran. Do you see it? Mary in the Quran, she is the daughter of Umran, and she is the sister of Aaron, and Aaron is the brother of Moses. All right, my friend, anything else you want to show me to prove the Quran? Until now you failed to prove me anything about the Quran to be from God. Everything you said to me, it was a disaster. Do you have something more, something stronger than what you have?
There's plenty of things.
Like what?
One of the, what do you call it? There's no contradictions in the Quran.
There's no contradiction in the Quran. Is that right?
No.
Okay. Well, let us see if this is true. Which one Allah created first? The trees or the stars? The trees, the grass, the substance, the water, or the stars?
Don't know.
Try.
Don't know. Maybe stars.
Maybe the stars. Okay. So according to you, Allah created first the earth, right? Sorry, the stars, the sky.
No, from the two you just gave me.
Which one Allah created first?
What, from the two options you just gave me?
Okay, which one He created first? When you say the stars before the water, so what does that mean?
No, I don't get your point. What do you mean? So the trees or the stars?
Okay, which one? The first thing Allah He created first. In chapter
The
2,
first thing.
I will help you. I will help you. In chapter 2, verse number 29, it says, "It is He who created for you that all in earth, and then He turned to the heaven, and He fashioned it as 7 heavens." So, based on this verse, what Allah created first?
No, Allah created something else before that.
Huh?
Allah created something else before that.
What is that?
It's a difference of opinion between the scholars. Some say it was a pen, some say it was water.
We have
some say it
Quran
was
now. We
arsh.
have Quran. There's anywhere in the Quran says Allah created first pen?
No, and even in this verse it doesn't say
No
created
problem. But
first.
no, here it says, no, it says, "It is He who created for you all that in earth. Then He turned to the heaven and He made them 7 heavens." Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So everything in the earth created, and then He worked in the heaven. Yes.
Is He who created for you all that is in the heaven, then He is turned to the heaven and fashioned it as 7 heavens. It's not necessarily it's gonna be in order like that. So it could be just Allah telling us that this is how He did it.
I know this is how He did it. I'm asking you, my friend, what's wrong? Don't be nervous. So what Allah created all first? The earth, everything in the earth, or everything in the heaven, based on this verse?
I'm not sure. So it depends on
My friend,
how
if you
is
want
it
to play games,
from
okay, you see, there's no point of me
different
talking to you.
ways
If you want to play
from
games, I mean,
marketing.
don't tell me you're not sure. The verse in front of you, it's very simple. It says, it is He who created for you all that in earth, then He turned to the heaven and made them 7. So what do you mean there is not sure?
Depends on what does
Okay,
it
my
mean
friend,
here,
thank you. Depend for your game. I'm wasting my time. Depend. What depend? It's in front of you.